We are officially in the month of November, and we have a slate of more new game releases that are dropping this month. Now, I want to take a look at the games that I'm going to buy, and I would recommend to wait on a sale for, but I have to be honest, November is like the murkiest month in terms of recommendations. September and October, it was super easy because it was very easy to tell, okay, X game is going to go on sale during Black Friday, you should wait for this, it's going to go on sale very soon. In the case of November, that's not really going to hold true. Generally speaking, the November titles have a lot less likelihood of going on sale during that Black Friday holiday period just because they just came out in November. At best, you'll see like a $10 discount, but that's even unlikely, and of course, we have some games from notable publishers that don't put their games on sale all the time, so take this more of an opinion route. This is my opinion going into this month and how I see each game turning out. I have 2 games in the buy list, and the rest either are a skip or a wait for a sale, but some of them are going to be buys for a lot of people, and this is just PlayStation games. If I took a look at Switch games, I'm copping Pokemon Shining Pearl, and then I'm copping SMT5 as well. Those are 2 games I'm probably the most excited for this month, to be perfectly honest. Or right up there with the PlayStation games I'm planning on picking up as well. But without further ado, let's get right into it. And my 2 buys, first of all, Battlefield 2042 to me is a buy. Now, if you guys have been following this channel for a while, I often talk about how multiplayer first-person shooters have kind of left me a little bit disenfranchised, pushed away in recent years. I used to be all about multiplayer FPS, going back to the early Call of Duties, and then especially Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, and somewhat Battlefield 4. After Battlefield 4, I started to fall off, and these games just really haven't hooked me the way they used to. Now, that might be a product of getting older, having less free time, and not being able to game until 6 in the morning. Those are some of my fondest memories playing a Bad Company 2, but I still have that desire to get really invested into a first-person shooter, and I'm looking at Battlefield 2042 as like my last chance of actually doing that for a game to really hook me. Now, what I've seen out of Battlefield 2042, I've really dug. I know some things have not been to the, pleasure of a lot of people, but I am hoping for the best out of BF 2042. Not a big fan of the $70 price tag, not a big fan of the fact that if you buy the special edition or whatever they're calling it, you get the game a week early, 1 week early. It used to be 3 days. Now they decided to push it into 1 week early. I just think that is so lame. And I know they paint it as, you get the game 1 week early. No, what it really is people that decide to pay the regular price are getting the game a week later. Let's be real here. That's what's going on. And I'm never going to be a fan of that. Square Enix has done that with some of their games. EA has done that with a ton of their games as well, so that's unfortunate to see. But I'm still hoping BF 2042 is going to be a compelling multiplayer experience, first-person shooter experience that I can get really into. Obviously, no campaign. Battlefield started out as a multiplayer-dominant experience, and 2042 is bringing it back to that, but hopefully it does deliver. Okay, next up, another buy to me, Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. Look, I'm not a big MMO guy, but Final Fantasy XIV was the one MMO that really drew me in. It is a phenomenal game, especially when you consider where it was when it initially came out pre-A Realm Reborn. And even when A Realm Reborn came out, don't get it twisted, it was much better than OG Final Fantasy XIV, but seeing the evolution of this game through Heaven's Ward, Shadowbringer, and all the other expansions has been pretty remarkable. And if you've never played Final Fantasy XIV, it should always be noted, you can play Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn and Heaven's Ward. That's the first expansion. All that content, we're talking a ton of content, for free. You can download it on the PlayStation Store, and you can get going right away. It's fantastic, and I would strongly recommend people to at least give it a chance. And the thing about FF14, very strong story is here. I would put it right up there with some of the best Final Fantasy stories, even if you don't want to get too invested into, Final Fantasy XIV as an MMO, because yes, it is quite a time sink, and I understand some of you guys have kids, some of you guys have jobs, you got your 9-to-5s, putting in so many hours in an MMO probably isn't feasible. Maybe look up the story and just read about it, because I think you guys will be pretty compelled by the story that is offered. FF14 Endwalker, though, I have very much faith in the FF14 team to drop another banger of an expansion. And yes, if you are going to pick it up, it is going to be one of the time sinks of the month, but if you're into FF14, I know a ton of people that are super excited for it, so yeah, that's definitely going to be a buy. And it's not even that expensive, given the content that you're getting. $40 isn't the end of the world, given again how much content you are actually going to get. Alright, now let's move on to the wait for sales, or to me, some of these are just outright skips. Call of Duty Vanguard, this I think is the first Call of Duty game I'm just outright skipping in a year. I know that's like kind of baffling. Like, I might end up picking it up just to talk about it on the channel, but again, with how disenfranchised I've been with multiplayer first-person shooters, Call of Duty's really not doing it for me, and I even kind of liked Black Ops Cold War. I had some fun with it, but again, it's not a game that I got super invested into. If you're still super into Call of Duty, by all means, buy it day one. It's not gonna go on sale. It's an Activision Call of Duty title. Best case scenario, you're gonna get it for $5 or $10 off. That's just the deal with Call of Duty. They retain their price for a very long time. This isn't a case where I think Vanguard's gonna go on sale really quickly. No, this is just a personal opinion that I'm just gonna skip Call of Duty this year. I'm not that excited. But again, I might end up just picking it up just to talk about the channel. But if we're taking a look from a normal person standpoint, how I would behave if, you know, I didn't have to talk about video games on this channel, Vanguard would be a skip for me. But we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully it does have a good campaign. Next up, Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operation Code Fairy. Now, I might come across very hypocritical because I've been really up in arms about wanting a good Gundam game and being like, yes, let's go, great Gundam game, we need it, we need more mech titles. However, the history of Gundam games, let's put it frank, has not been too positive. I mean, I played Gundam Crossfire. I paid $60 for that game, so don't get it twisted. I've dropped big money on some of these Gundam games that have turned out to be an absolute abomination. So I'm not completely sold on Battle Operation Code Fairy. I'm gonna wait and see how this one turns out. It's another game where I could see it going on sale fairly quickly. I mean, Bandai Namco's not the type to keep their games at a premier price point for too long. I mean, you see it with Scarlet Nexus already. That game's getting cheaper. Tales of Arise has seen a $10 discount, and I think it's gonna be cheaper come, you know, end of the year. So this isn't one I'm expecting to hold its price for too long. Alright, next up, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Anniversary Edition. Look, this is coming from somebody that loves Skyrim, one of their favorite games of all time. I bought it on an absurd amount of platforms, to be perfectly honest. The PC version is the version I prefer, and I've modded the hell out of it. I've played through it so many times. It's fantastic, but look, we've all played Skyrim at this point. I mean, if you have never played Skyrim, I guess, but again, Bethesda is another one of those publishers. Their games don't retain a premier price point for that long. I mean, sometimes they do, but like a lot of the times they get discounted pretty quickly. Deathloop is on sale a month and a half after its release for a third off, and that's a pretty significant discount. And this is a re-release at the end of the day. I believe it's gonna be $40. So it's not like a crazy price point, and you're getting a lot of additional stuff on top of the Skyrim title, all the Creation Club stuff, but yeah, it's Skyrim at the end of the day. Hopefully the PlayStation 5 version does run really well, but to me, another wait for a sale. I can wait to play Skyrim again, and that's my thinking on that. Next up, and this might be asinine to some people, I know people are so excited for this collection, Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy, and this is another case, yo, if you want to pick it up, pick it up. It's a Rockstar release. It's probably not going to go for a deeper discount, but $60 is kind of crazy to me to get all those 3 games. Now, I know they've been uplifted from a visual standpoint, and mechanically, they have been improved upon the original release, so you can't really compare this to the PS2 on PS4 releases that were 15 bucks a pop. Or on sale, you could get all 3 for like, I believe, south of $20 or whatever. So you really can't do that comparison. $60 to me, I still think, is way too crazy. If this was 40 bucks, absolutely would say it's a buy, but yeah, I know where Rockstar is coming from. I've seen, like, the analytical metrics of this game. It's doing crazy YouTube views. It's got a lot of excitement, and I know it's going to sell incredibly well. So, like, yeah, me saying that I'm going to wait on a sale for, yeah, that's one person. I know that there's going to be millions upon millions of people that are going to end up buying it. Rockstar is going to make a ton of money from it, so from a business standpoint, they're going to make out like bandits. But just looking at it, I just think $60 is a bit too much for me. But again, it's not a title that's going to go on sale fairly quickly. Again, you guys know how Rockstar does things. Their games retain their price for a long time. At best, maybe a year from now, you can finally get it at that $40 to $45 price point, but it's going to hold up in price for a long time, and again, it's still going to sell incredibly well. Like me saying wait for a sale, that's not going to do anything, especially because waiting for a sale, you're going to be waiting a very long time. People are just going to get eager to play it, and people are going to spend $60 on it, and more power to you. If you want to spend your money and you want to play those 3 games are revered as excellent titles, and people are super nostalgic with them, and I'm sure there's an audience of new people that want to play those games. By all means, go buy it. for my money, 60 bucks is a little bit too expensive. Lastly, I do want to highlight some smaller games. First Class Trouble and Knockout City are the PlayStation Plus titles, so you'll get them for free. First Class Trouble looks like an interesting social deduction game. I mean, we've seen a lot of games like that. You don't have to buy it. It's going to be free with Plus. Knockout City, hopefully this does do a little bit of a bump to its player base, because this is a game that's really tapering off from a community standpoint, so that's unfortunate to see. It's always sad to see a multiplayer game, especially a relatively unique one, get pushed to the wayside. But I mean, them's the breaks. I know a lot of you guys left comments saying, hey, this should have been free to play from the get-go, but yeah, them's the breaks. And lastly, I do want to give a shout out to Demon Turf, which is a game that I don't imagine a lot of people are going to pick up day one, but I do imagine that when it goes on sale, it might be a quirky little platformer to pick up. When it does drop, I believe it'll be 15 to 20 bucks, so maybe a little bit too expensive, but down the line, once it's like south of $10, might be something to check out, especially if you're a fan of more comedic platformers. But that's going to do it for me. Again, this is a month that I think a lot of people are just going to straight up disagree with me, because it's not as easy to deduce based compared to September and October, because a lot of these games are just not going to go on sale during this holiday period. I don't think Vanguard's going to go on sale. I don't think 2042 is going to go on sale. Endwalker, I don't think is going to go on sale. And a lot of these other games, Grand Theft Auto, not going to go on sale. Skyrim, I don't think it's going to go on sale by the end of the year. I think maybe early next is possibility. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. If you think I'm out to lunch, if you think I'm wrong about everything, let me know. This is just my opinion. And again, November is going to be a very more opinion-driven month. And again, for my money, I'm going to be picking up SMT5, and I'm going to be picking up Pokemon as well, and those are day one buys to me. Switch exclusives tend to hold up their price for a while too, so I think those are buys. But yeah, this is just PlayStation centric. Call of Duty might end up being a pickup for me, just so I can assess the game and talk about it on the channel, but we'll even see about that. I got a couple other games. I still got to beat Guardians of the Galaxy, so I'm a little backed up right now, so Call of Duty might honestly have to be pushed to the side as well. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.